Hey there, my name is Steve, and in this video I will walk you through exactly how to use Perplexity AI as a complete beginner. By the end of the tutorial, you will have a complete understanding of how to utilize Perplexity AI in your business and your workflows. If you didn't already know, or you've been hiding inside a cardboard box for the last 6 months, Perplexity is a conversational search engine powered by AI. It's different from Google and that it's designed not only to provide direct answers to your search, but also provide concise insights from the best, most relevant sources from the web, and then summarizes them into one main answer. Previously with Google, you would have had to go through and read each article yourself, then come up with your own conclusion based on what you found. Perplexity massively expedites this process, making it incredible for research purposes and fact-checking. So in this Perplexity AI tutorial for beginners, here's what I'll be covering. How to use the search function to receive accurate results using the focus feature. Explaining the difference between the free and paid plans and a quick comparison with Chat-GPT. How to use Perplexity for research purposes and fact-checking using collections. An overview of images and diagrams. A specific use case study of how I rewrite my results into blog posts using a custom prompt. And finally, a quick look at Perplexity Pages. So before we get started, a big welcome to my channel. This is my very first video here, so if you like what you see, please consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons to continue seeing AI tutorials like this. I'm competing with some absolutely mega channels out there, guys, so your support is really appreciated. Lastly, I'm going to be revealing all my best tips and tricks in my weekly next-gen AI newsletter, including the custom prompts I use in this tutorial. So if you want to use those too, sign up through the description below. So without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so if you go to perplexity.ai and sign up, this is the screen that you will be greeted with. And you can see it's very similar to Google right now in that you have your kind of search bar here where you can ask Perplexity questions and it'll give you back answers. It's worth noting at this point that you don't actually need to create an account to use Perplexity, although you won't have access to a lot of the features. There's also a paid plan where you get access to higher models and things like that. But for now, we're just going to use the free account. In fact, I'll set it to free, just so you can see what we're using there. So let's go ahead and ask it a question just to see what we get back. So we can ask it, how are clouds formed? I'm sure we all knew that from school, right? And we can already see that Perplexity is writing the answer in real time right in front of us. Pretty cool, right? So how does it differ from Google, first of all? Well, we can see here that Perplexity has sourced information from multiple different sources. We've got 7 in total here, these 3 and 4 more. And what it does, it condenses the answer, or basically summarizes the answer into one main answer. So it doesn't, with Google, you go in, you got to read each article yourself, and you've basically got to come up with your own kind of thoughts in it, your own conclusion. Perplexity basically does that for you, okay? And we can see here, we can go to the sources that it's used to check those as well. American Geosciences. I'm guessing that site is a little slow today, or it's my internet. I'm going to go to another one very quickly. And here we go. We've got another source here. And we've got 4 more if we want to view them. And we can scroll down and check those out. And it's even used YouTube for one of those as well. On the right hand side, we've got images, and we can also search videos if we want video content, and we can also generate images, but I'll go with that later on. But we can see our answer is pretty well informed. It's really well formatted, which is one of the things I most like about Perplexity. And it also, goes above and beyond what you would get. Let's just say, you're asking this question to Chat-GPT. I doubt you would get this kind of level of detail. It would probably just give you a paragraph or 2. If we scroll down a bit further, we've got multiple different options here. We can share this, we can rewrite it if we don't like the summary that Perplexity has generated for us. We can add it, or we can copy it. We can edit the query, and we can also view sources again and report. So this view sources button here is really, really useful because it's a little bit different from the one I showed you earlier. If I click on a particular source and I don't want to include that source, or I don't like it, you can actually click on it and remove the source there. So this makes it really, really easy for things like research, but we'll talk a bit more about that later. We've also got related queries to our initial question. So our follow-up we might want to know more things about clouds. How do clouds affect weather patterns? And we can click on that And again, Perplexity has done the exact same thing, so we can kind of get more detail and dive a lot deeper into what we're the topic we're researching. We can also, similar to Chat-GPT, ask it follow-up questions. What is the heaviest cloud? I have no idea. What is the heaviest cloud? And we can see here it's using, again, multiple different sources, and the answer, cumulonimbus cloud, referred to as the king of clouds. It's probably what's responsible for most of the rain today here in Bangkok. So that's kind of how easy it is really to search with Perplexity. One thing I want to mention that's really important is we go back to home is we've got some options here, but we'll focus on the focus button. I didn't do that on purpose, I promise. And we can see here we can search from multiple different areas. So the search I just did, and very similar to a Google search, is the default query, which is web. So this searches across the entire internet, right? And it's probably the one you're going to be using the most. However, if we want Perplexity to only record from academic papers, if you wanted to search only for academic papers, we can click on academic. So this is really, really awesome for research purposes and fact checking, because we can use citations from recent, relevant academic papers. We click on the math if we want to do calculations or a bit of mathematics, writing, so just text or chat without searching the web. So that's like a Chat-GPT, the old style Chat-GPT, I would say. We can search video and also social for discussions and opinions. So I think that's really, really important as well to get up-to-date information. This has changed recently. It used to have dedicated options for things like Reddit and YouTube, but they've now been encompassed into these two options here. And on the left-hand side of the dashboard, you can see some other options. If we click on the Discover tab, basically, Perplexity at its core is a search engine, and it wants to give you, I guess, the latest trending searches, trending news, and things like that for you to take a look at. And that is what the Discover tab is all about. If you've ever been a user of Twitter, or X, I guess as it's now called, you'll be very familiar with the Discover tab. We've also got library here on the left, which is basically an archive of previous searches, which are called threads, pages, and collections, which we'll use for research. So we'll talk about that later on in the video. One thing I want to say at this point is the difference between the Perplexity plans. So I did mention very briefly that you don't even need to sign in to use Perplexity, but it does help because you don't get access to all the features. The difference between the free plan and the paid plan, I'll give you a snippet of that here. You get 5 pro searches a day with the free plan. So the default plan for Perplexity, which is Perplexity's own finely tuned version at the time of recording this video of Chat-GPT 3.5 Turbo. With the $20 a month plan, which is Perplexity Pro, which is I've got, you've got up to 600 pro searches a day. And one of the best things about it is that you get access to multiple different models all inside one dashboard. So if we go to Perplexity now and we click on settings here, and we scroll down to AI model, we'll set the default, which is what you'll be on the free plan. But if we click here, as a pro member, you get access to Claude 3.5 Sonnet, Sona Large, GPT-4, Claude 3 Opus, and Sona Huge, okay? So if you don't want to pay subscriptions for other models and you only want to have one subscription and have access to all these models, then Perplexity is great value for money because you get access to all of them inside Perplexity, right? Really, really awesome. And also for image generation, we'll be able to get access to DALL-E, Stable Diffusion, and Flux, which has just been added. So again, a lot more powerful and a lot more options there on the Pro plan. If you do decide you want to consolidate all your kind of subscriptions into Perplexity, I'll leave a link below for you to be able to sign up. You'll get 50% off your Perplexity Pro subscription if you use my link below, okay? You're under no obligations to upgrade, but if you do sign up for the free plan through the link below, if in the future you decide to upgrade and you want to try it out, you'll get 50% off. Do not pay full price like I did, guys. There's no need. Use the link below. I will get a small commission, but it's all going to go towards building this channel. Okay, so next, I just wanted to give you a small comparison between Perplexity and Chat-GPT, just for you to see or begin to see what the difference is between the two platforms. So I've gone ahead and done a little side-by-side comparison. The questions I've asked the engines are, what is the fastest land animal on Perplexity, and also the same on Chat-GPT, and we can see the difference already with our answers. So with Chat-GPT, very concise, it's given us a paragraph back that directly answers the question. Fastest land animal is the cheetah. It can reach up to speeds of 60 to 70 miles per hour, etc. and gives us a little bit more info. Now, we could ask it follow-up questions to get more information on that, but this is simply what it's provided as the answer to our question. We can see with Perplexity, we've already been given a lot more. We can see the sources it's used to get this answer. And here we've got the cheetah is widely recognized as the fastest land animal and has also given us some key facts to support it. And we can see the numbers here next, which are the citations for what it said. And there's a lot of detail here already. So that might answer your query. We might also want to ask some follow-up questions related to our initial query. Cheetah speed compared to other animals. Are there any animals that can match the cheetah's short burst speed, etc.? No doubt we could also get these questions or get these kind of results with Chat-GPT too, but we would need to ask it follow-up questions, further questions ourselves, okay? Whereas it's already been provided by Perplexity, as well as images and videos and things like that if we need to. We can also modify our answer if we're not happy with it, remove sources, etc. So I think you can begin to see the power of Perplexity. It's kind of like a cross between ChatGPT and Google, and in my opinion takes the best of both worlds. It's worth noting that we're using ChatGPT 4 Mini here because I just did not sign into my ChatGPT account before doing this comparison. But again, I don't think the answer would have been too different if I've used a more powerful model. So I hope that explains or gives you a little overview on the differences between the two platforms. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at how to use Perplexity for research purposes and fact checking. So if we go ahead to our previous thread, how are clouds formed, and we're going to add this to what we call a collection. So the collections feature is a really good way to organize your research inside Perplexity. So we can see at the top here, we've got collection. So let's go ahead and click on that. And we're going to click new collection and we're going to give it a title. So I'm going to say cloud research paper. We can give it the description here if we want to, and we can also give it an AI prompt as well. For example, if we wanted to format our answers into bullet points, we could say that here, and we can give it other context as well. But let's click create for now. And to go ahead and view your collections, you click on library on the left, and we can see our collections on the right hand side, and there's our cloud research paper. So if we click on that, all our threads related to this collection will be based underneath. So it's a really nice way of being able to organize all your different threads and sources, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and ask it a follow-up question. Let's just say, why don't clouds fall? I mean, I was always asking that in school, right? I'm sure you were too. And we can see here again, it's given us an answer. And if we go back to cloud research paper, just refresh the page. It wasn't there before. I refreshed the page and my why don't cloud fall thread appeared there. So it's a really easy way to organize your research under one collection. So that's the difference between collections and threads. Okay, so now I want to reference some specific academic papers, because let's say I'm in academia, I'm doing a thesis, I'm studying, and I want to do some real citations and fact checking. So I only want Perplexity to search through academic papers. So we're going to click on the focus feature here, and we're not going to search the entire web this time. We're going to click on academic, so that the search will only look at academic papers. And I'm going to say to Perplexity, please can you provide me with 3 recent papers on climate change effects from no later than, 2020, let's just say. And I want to be specific with the year here. In past searches, when I haven't been specific and I've said recent, the definition of recent kind of changes. So I want to be specific here. So I'm going to click on search. And right now, Perplexity should only give me papers from 2020 onwards that discuss climate change effects. And then we've got 3 papers here and 5 more here. So again, I can use Perplexity's answers and go ahead and get more information, or I can go ahead and take a look at some of these papers, and if I don't want to remove one, I can remove one, etc. So that's kind of the power here, is that this search has only come from academic papers, and you can go ahead and do that there. Another really awesome thing that Perplexity does for research purposes, you can actually have it to read and summarize your own academic papers. So let's say you've downloaded one of these papers and you just want Perplexity to do the summary for you and the conclusion for you, because let's be honest, guys, reading academic papers isn't necessarily the most exciting thing ever, and it takes so long to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a paper that I've got here, and we can see that's uploading now. And once it's uploaded, I'm going to give it a prompt. I'm going to say, I want to read this paper, but don't have the time. Please, can you summarize the key points? I don't know why I'm being polite with the engine. I guess you still want to treat it like it's another person, right? It's good to be polite. And as we can see, it's going to read through the file or the paper I've uploaded and should summarize and give me the key points here now shortly. And I think this was a particularly long paper. It can take a little bit if the paper is super long. And again, this research paper on cloud formation from water release in the upper mesosphere, and it's given me the key points as a summary for the paper here, as well as some follow-up questions. So again, I can do a lot more with this if I want to, but it saved me from reading the paper myself, and I've just simply got the answers already neatly summarized for me here. So again, another awesome time saver and a really way to get a lot of research done, accurate research done really quick. Hopefully right now you can see the power of Perplexity in action for research and academic purposes. Next, we're going to take a look at diagrams and images. So now we're going to take a look at how to use Perplexity to generate images and diagrams. So I'm actually going to turn some of the pro features on here in settings because we want to get the best results possible. So I've set the AI model to Chat-GPT 4 and I've set the image generation model to DALL-E 3. For me, this is the best combination right now in Perplexity, although Perplexity has recently added Flux, which I haven't tested out too much yet, but Flux is really awesome and that may well end up being better. But right now, I'm happy with this combination. So I'm going to go to home and I'm going to search or kind of generate a simple image. Let's keep things simple, guys. And I've set the focus to right in because we don't want to search the web for images. We actually want to create or generate an image ourselves. So I'm going to say create an image of a stormtrooper for all the Star Wars fans out there. I'm going to keep it super simple, and let's see what it comes up with. So right now the answer is not going to make much sense because it's not going to generate us an image. It's actually going to tell us how to do that. Now, when the answer is finished writing, we'll get the generate image function over here. So if we click on that, we can look at painting, we can look at photograph, you can use illustration, or you can use diagram. And if you click here, you will get the custom prompt that Perplexity is going to use. So I'm going to click on illustration, and the AI is going to generate us an image using a combination of GPT-4 and DALL-E. So let's see what it comes up with. And again, I've not given it any context here. I haven't told it the style. I've not given it anything, no point of view, just simple as possible. And there we go. It's generated us an image of a stormtrooper. I mean, this to me looks like it's in the the kind of the cartoon drawing style. I did select drawing. If I selected painting, or I set the style to futuristic, or something else like that, it would give me a different result. But that's how easy it is to generate images. Of course, you can make your prompt a lot more detailed, give it a lot more context, and then give it style, etc. But I just wanted to kind of show you the functionality of image generation inside Perplexity. So next in this tutorial, we're going to take a look at how I repurpose content into blog posts using a custom prompt. Okay guys, so now I'm going to show you something really cool, a case study of how I use Perplexity to rewrite answers into SEO optimized blog posts. Okay, so say you are a blogger, you have a niche website, you want to bring in organic SEO traffic to your site or to your blog pages, then this is a really great way to do it. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and do a write-in focused search here, and before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and set the model to Claude 3.5 Sonnet, as I feel it works the best for this. However, if you're not a pro customer, just use the default, that's fine too. And I'm going to go ahead and search for, I will write an article on best beaches in Thailand, as I'm a Thailand resident. So Perplexity and Claude are going to do its thing here and give me an answer based on my query. Now, what we want to do is we want to turn this answer into an SEO focused or SEO optimized blog post of around about 2,000 words. And I'm actually going to use a custom prompt to do this. Okay. Now you may have your own prompts that you want to use to do this, or you may have things from prompt libraries, etc. I'm going to be giving away the custom prompt I use to do this inside the newsletter, the Next Gen AI newsletter. So if you haven't already done so, go sign up to the Next Gen AI newsletter in the description below, guys. I'm not going to spam you, I promise. It's going to be one email or one newsletter a week, and it's going to give you my best tips and tricks and latest news on AI products and how to use these tools. Okay, I'm going to be giving away the custom prompt I use to do this inside that newsletter, so go ahead and do that if you haven't already done so. But what you want to do is you want to copy and paste this answer, not the answer bit, from Perplexity, and then just chuck that into your notepad or your Word document or somewhere where you can keep it safe, and you want to add it to the end of this custom prompt. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and when you've copied it all, once again click on Write In as the focus, and you want to paste the entire custom prompt along with the article into Perplexity, and it should give us an amazing SEO optimized 2,000 word blog post based on my prompt and the article. And we can see here, this is really, really awesome. The ultimate guide to Thailand's best beaches. It's all been bullet pointed. We can see we've got the H2s here. For some reason, it's given me the word count for each section, probably because I was so specific on I want it as 2,000 words or less. And as we can see here, it's got absolutely everything. And yep, it's still going. 250, 300. I'm just counting the words as we're going along just to make sure, and it's also giving us a conclusion as well. So this is completely SEO optimized, human and search engine friendly, and we also added in frequently asked questions at the end, again to give it that EEAT that Google loves so much, that kind of personal aspect. So this is a really, really awesome way to be able to generate blog posts from articles inside Perplexity. Once again, guys, I'm going to be giving you that custom prompt inside the Next Gen AI newsletter of how I do this. I'll probably have to alter it slightly to remove these word counts. I'm not sure why it's done that this time, but again, AI, it's always about iterating and improving every single time. So again, you can do this as many times as you want to, and you can change the prompt 5,000 words, and do whatever you like with it. So this is a really, really awesome way to generate blog posts from articles. And that kind of leads us into the final part of this tutorial, where I'm going to be taking a quick look at one of the newest features inside Perplexity called Perplexity Pages. And we can actually use this method to populate our Perplexity pages and create our own kind of content engine. So I'll be taking a look at that next. So Perplexity Pages is Perplexity's newest feature, and you can access it by, if you hover over library here and then click the plus sign and go to Pages. So essentially Pages is creating your own wiki or Wikipedia style pages that you're actually able to share with people, okay? And this is a really big deal because it kind of changes the way that content is created, right? It reminds me a little bit about Notion. If any of you have used that, it's a lot more than just a note-taking app now, guys. It's way, way beyond that. But companies and things like that are using it to almost for internal documentation and internal communications. And you can kind of create your own pages based on that and then share them with others, with any other Perplexity user. Actually, you don't even need to be logged in. And we can see here, we can give it some context about what our page is going to be about, or use some of the suggestions here, and we've got a little bit about what sort of tonality or writing style we want to use. Do we want it for anyone to understand, or for beginners to use some simplified terms of knowledge, or for experts to use more kind of technical references and things like that? But let's use anyone. And actually, I'm just going to use, we're talking about SEO earlier, right? So the future of SEO's trends and challenges, and one of those is definitely AI. So I'm going to create this, and let's see how it creates a Perplexity page based on the future of SEO for me. And we should start to see it written in front of our very eyes. And already we can see we've got our title, we've got an introduction, and we've got some of the headings already being generated, and it should generate me an image here. Okay, that is not a very good image, to be honest with you. It's a bit lower res than what I wanted. However, you can go ahead and change this, which we will do in a second. And we can see here already it's creating a table of contents for us. So that's kind of why they say, you know, it's like your own little library, your own little wiki that you can kind of share. And let's go down, and it's already creating different sections. We've got, besides the intro, 3 sections already. We can add different media to this. We can see the sources of where it's getting this information from, and also the relevant links. So if we want to go ahead and check those out, we can. And we can add more media, add more sections, etc. Even ask follow-up questions, or, you know, keep it going, right? Location-based SEO, etc., right? So you can already see kind of how these pages are being generated. You can drag this image, we can change it, right? And I definitely recommend changing it. But once you click publish, the future of SEO is now live on Perplexity. The link has been copied, and you can go ahead and take a look at it. Now, I'm actually logged in here. Yeah, I'm logged in. So you can see it's on my account, but you don't have to be logged in on this account to see it, okay? And again, that image looks like it's hot linked, so it's not even showing. I definitely want to change that image. But this is really, really awesome, guys. You know, you can do a lot with this, and I think, you know, the future of content creation has been changed, and it's also generated or given us some suggestions. Yeah, so that's Perplexity Pages for you. Very quick overview. I probably will do a future video on this to go more in depth on how to use Perplexity Pages, certainly for SEO purposes as well. But any questions on Perplexity Pages, feel free to comment below, and I'll try my best to answer you in good time. But that's it for this tutorial, guys. So it's my first one on this channel. I hope you enjoyed watching the tutorial. You might want to go ahead and watch it again, or even follow along with some of the things to get a beginner's understanding of how to use Perplexity in a broad aspect. But yeah, I really enjoyed making this, so I hope you enjoyed watching it as well. And yeah, this is the first one. So if you want to see more tutorials like this in the future, and you know, I really appreciate the support for the channel, subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment below, and don't forget to sign up to the Next Gen AI newsletter below, where I'll be revealing all my tutorials, tricks, and tips inside the newsletter. So on that note, I will be saying goodbye, and I hope to see you on the next tutorial video. See you there.